Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. Happy Veterans Day. I'm so sorry I'm late. I go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but today I'm about an hour late because my son had a Veterans Day assembly at his elementary school. If I can be honest with you, I wasn't going to go, but my wife signed me up. And I wasn't going to go because of this live video, because I go live every day at 10 a.m. I thought to myself, nope, too busy. I'm 100% focused on growing Zip Capital. But luckily, my wife encouraged me to go, and I went ultimately for my son. Not for myself, but to show up for my son. And the smile on his face, the 20 waves that I got from my son while I was there were absolutely priceless. So I'm very happy I went. What's the point in having the freedom and flexibility of being an entrepreneur if we're not even going to go to our kids' assemblies at their elementary school? Our kids are only young once. They're only in elementary school for a very few short years. So, lesson learned. I'm super happy that I went, and I would not trade that for the world. Absolutely priceless. Happy I went. Happy that my wife encouraged me to go. So, a lesson for you: if you have the availability, there's no excuse. There's no amount of money in the world worth missing something like that. So, I'm going to try to go to more things like that. Even as my business continues to grow, even as I get busier, I'm going to still try to make time for that kind of stuff. So, happy Veterans Day to all of my fellow service men and women in all of the armed forces. Happy Veterans Day. In this video, let's jump right into it. In this video, digital marketing tips for bookkeepers in 2025. So I'm going to be going live for about 30 minutes. So if you're watching live on YouTube, ask as many questions as you can, because I'll be honest, I don't have too many notes. I usually have about 15 minutes of notes to go through in the beginning of these videos, but I don't have notes to go through. So I'm going to stay live for as long as people are asking questions. You can ask questions about anything: bookkeeping, QuickBooks, marketing, sales, onboarding, customer service, client agreements, cleanup projects, whatever you might have. Ask questions in the chat. If you're watching a replay of this video, consider joining me live if you're available, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday through Friday. And I also post these on my podcast. So if you are listening on my podcast, first, thank you so much for supporting me on Apple and Spotify. If you want to watch the video, check me out on YouTube. Got the exact same name. I have two things to say. Two things about digital marketing. And when I say digital marketing, I don't know. I'm kind of talking about social media marketing. I guess there's other forms of digital marketing, but social media marketing, digital marketing. So, a couple things. Three things, actually. Number one, social media. After I post, and this actually got brought up in a conversation. So every Monday at 3 p.m., I host a private group meeting at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yesterday, there were 22 other bookkeepers. So I lead the group, 22 other bookkeepers. And actually, somebody else brought up this point, and I thought it was so good. And I thought it was so good. I did it yesterday and today. Engaging with your community immediately after you post. I knew about this. I've heard about this for the past 5 years, but I haven't really done it too much. Sometimes I'll do it, sometimes I don't, because it takes a lot of time. But this morning, after I made my post at 8 a.m., I stuck around for 15 minutes and I just commented on, I literally just scrolled through my newsfeed and just straight up commented on people's posts for 15 minutes straight. Boom, 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 boom. Comment, comment, comment as fast as I could, as simple as I could. I said things like, keep up the great work. Wow, that looks amazing. This is so cool. This looks amazing. This looks awesome. Super simple. Three to five words, super simple comments. From what I've heard, if you have a lot of engagement, a lot of activity after you post, I guess it helps promote your own post. I have no idea if it's true. I'm going to try to do it every day this week. So every day at 8 a.m., I'm going to stick around for 15, 20 minutes after I make a post and just try to comment on as many people's posts as I can. I'm also going to try to replace doom scrolling with intentional engagement. So every time I open up Facebook, if I just scroll through my news feed, I'm going to try to comment on people's stuff as much as I possibly can. I don't know. I'll see if it works. I'll report back next week and see if it drives engagement to my posts. I have no idea. But here's what I do know. Whenever you're trying to grow a business, if you're anything like me, I was desperate. I was just willing to try anything. Didn't matter what it was, didn't care what it was. If it would help increase the likelihood of me getting clients, I'm here for it. I'm going to do it. So if you have time, if you've got 20 minutes to spare, why not give it a try? I guarantee it's not going to hurt. Guarantee it's not going to hurt. As long as you are professional and polite in your comments, it's not going to hurt. That's tip number one. Number two, chat GPT. So I got lazy. I'll be honest. These past 2 to 3 months, I was getting lazy and I was really leveraging ChatGPT for a lot of my posts. But this week, I have made the promise, I've made the commitment to myself. I'm not going to use ChatGPT for any of my posts. Now, the captions for my videos, yes, I will use ChatGPT to create the captions for my videos. But just my actual posts, it's going to be all me. It's going to be 100% authentic, all me. What I would do a lot in the past is I would actually write out the entire post and then I would put it into ChatGPT and I would say, make this better. And then I would use the ChatGPT version. But I feel like that is artificial and stale and cookie cutter. I want authenticity. I want to be genuine. I want my own personality, my own style to show through. I want my posts to feel like a human wrote them. There's so much artificial intelligence, chat GPT, robotic cookie cutter content out there. And you can tell. You can tell when you see it. I don't know about you, but I just scroll right past it. Like, yep, that's just straight from chat GPT. I'm scrolling right past that. So I've made a commitment to myself this week. Every single post that I make is just going to be all me. Even if it's going to take me an extra 10 minutes to write it, even if I feel like it's not super great, or what I'll do a lot is I'll get stuck halfway through the post, the social media post. I'll get stuck and then I'll just like get lazy, put it into ChatGPT and say, finish this post for me. But I'm not going to do that. So I will even just cut a post short, keep it short and sweet and simple and authentic. And I'm only going to post what I actually write. I'm not using ChatGPT for any of my long posts. Okay. So number one, what was it? Number one is engaging with people on social media after you post and also just throughout the day. And then number two is not using ChatGPT to create my content. And then number three, I forget what number three was. But anyway, I'm getting a website for Zip Capital. I don't know if this was number three or not, but I'm getting a website for Zip Capital. I think this is really important. Oh, Google My Business. Remind me if I don't talk about Google My Business, remind me. Getting my website for Zip Capital. So I started Zip Capital in January. Kind of like a lot of you who started your bookkeeping business, I also started Zip Capital this year and I'm trying to grow Zip Capital. I did not have a website, but I still got 17 investors and I still made a lot of money this year in Zip Capital. Now, sure, a lot of that was from the past 5 years of having entrepreneurship experience, but it just goes to show you don't necessarily need to have everything perfect before you get started. The best thing you can do a lot of times is just get started. You don't need to wait to start doing social media marketing until you have a website or a Google My Business profile. Don't wait. Just get started today. Get started with something. It doesn't matter what it is. And then eventually get the website. Eventually get the Google My Business profile. So just today, I agreed to hire somebody, $3,000. They're going to make me my website. Are they the best? I don't know. Is it worth it? I don't know. Is $3,000 a lot? Yeah. But do I want to do it? Absolutely not. Am I good at making websites? Absolutely not. If I do it myself, I will save $3,000, but I promise you I'll do a terrible job. So I'm just going to do it, spend $3,000, and hope that it's a good website. Last thing, Google My Business. I know a lot of people ask me questions about how to have a Google My Business profile if you are working from home. So I'm trying to get my Google My Business profile up and running for Zip Capital. So I put in my home address, but I chose to not show my home address on my Google My Business profile. So I had to go through the verification process. So I just did it this morning. So here's what I did. I went outside. I started the video outside. I took a video of my street sign and then it showed my address. And then I walked to my mailbox that also showed the number of my house on the street. And then I walked in through the front door all while I was recording the video, trying to verify my Google My Business profile, recording the video, walk through my front door, walk into my home office, show my computer, show my desk, show my home office. I printed out my EIN and my LLC articles of organization. I showed those two. And then that's all that I did the first time, but it got rejected because Google said I didn't have any business assets. They said I needed to have like a sign or like a branded vehicle or business cards. I was a little bit frustrated because I didn't have any of those. And I was like, are you kidding me? I have an EIN, I have LLC articles of organization. Are you serious? I need business cards. I actually submitted the video twice. I submitted the video twice and I said in the video the second time, I don't have business cards, but look, here's a letter from my bank. Here's a letter from my bank with my name, my address, my business name. Here's my bank letter, my EIN, my L. Like, what more do you want? This is legit. And they denied me the second time. So what I did is I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to get business cards. So I got the most basic. I went to Vistaprint, spent $20, got 50 business cards, had them express shipped, and they just showed up this morning. They just showed up this morning. And what did I do? It's just Zip Capital with my address, my phone number, my name, and my email address on a business card. And so I redid the video outside, street sign, mailbox, front door, home office, LLC, EIN, and then I showed them my business card. And I just submitted the video. So I will report back hopefully tomorrow and let you know if my Google My Business profile gets approved. But that's it. That's what I did. That's my digital marketing tips for bookkeepers in 2025. Hopefully that was helpful. Now let's jump to the chat. Let's see what people are saying. Let's see what people are asking. Looks like there's about 20 to 30 people watching live right now. So if you're watching live, ask questions. I will do my best to answer everybody's questions as much as I can. Okay, bookkeeping Conroe. You the man, love the consistency, appreciate your knowledge every time. Family first, absolutely. United States Air Force veteran here. Happy Service Day to all our warriors. Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your courage. Somebody else said client acquisition. What has been your best strategy and platform for client acquisition? Hands down, without a doubt, Facebook. So I started Facebook 5 years ago with 300 Facebook friends. All my Facebook friends were just family and friends, like legit Facebook friends, 300. I sent 50 friend requests every single day for 2 years straight. And I built my Facebook up to 5,000 friends, the max that you can have. And I just created content every single day. So here's the thing with creating content. You have to create more. Create more content every day. Facebook story, Instagram story, Facebook post, video, I don't know, whatever it is, multiple Facebook posts, Instagram, LinkedIn, create social media posts, create more posts. And then once you create more, then try to make them better. But first, you have to create more. So don't try to make perfect posts, just try to make more posts. And then here's what's going to happen. Naturally, you will be forced to make them better because you're spending so much time. So you're going to be like, here's what you're going to think. You're going to think, geez, I'm spending 30 minutes every day. I'm spending 6 hours a week making these Facebook posts. I might as well make them better. I'm already spending so much time doing this. I might as well make them better. But you have to create more first, be consistent first, do it for 60 days straight, and then make them better. So real quick, I will just add, and then I'm going to get to the questions. I will just add this video, this podcast is sponsored by my investment fund, Zip Capital. So I do real estate private money lending. I have first lien mortgages. I lend money to real estate investors. I do all the underwriting. I do all the risk management. I look at tax returns, bank statements, financial reports. I look at the property pictures. Sometimes I go to the property. I look at the scope of work, the rehab budget, the renovation plan. I do real estate private money lending, and I charge my borrowers 12%. Because of that, they pay me fixed interest income. Because of that, I started an investment fund, Zip Capital. So now I pay other people, I pay accredited investors who invest into Zip Capital, 8 to 12% fixed returns. I use your money to then lend to real estate investors. So if you have extra cash laying around, the minimum to invest is $25,000. If you have extra cash laying around and if you want to invest into Zip Capital, then you can register down below. There's a link down below. You can register on my website and then we can chat and then maybe you can invest and possibly earn 8% up to 12% fixed returns. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Greatly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Right now I'm at $4 million lent out. I've got $4 million of real estate loans. My goal is to get to five. My goal is to get to $5 million. I've got 6 weeks to do it in 2025. Okay, back to the questions. Josh Sasana. Hi from Pittsburgh. Do you require clients to pay the one-time fee for a cleanup project all up front? Yes, I do require them to pay the cleanup project fee all up front now. But when I got started, I didn't do that. When I got started, I would charge 50% up front, 50% when the project was completed. Do you ever get any pushback? Very rarely. If you do get pushback, it's because they don't have enough money. If they don't have enough money, I don't want to work with them anyway. If they can't afford to pay me now, they can't afford to pay me in 3 weeks. That's the thing. These cleanup projects only take 2 to 4 weeks. So if you don't have the money now to pay me, chances are not going to have the money later to pay me. When you say post every day, do you mean 7 days or 5 days? Also, is that any kind of content? So when I say post every day, it doesn't matter. If it's 5 days for you, great. If it's 7 days for you, great. If it's every day, twice a day, even better. Just like I said before, doesn't matter what you do, just do more of it. Do more of it and do it consistently. If you're posting 5 days a week right now, great. Keep doing that for 30 days. Once you get to 30 days, bump it up to 6 days. Do that for 30 days. Once you get to 6 days a week and do that for 30 days, do 7. Once you do 7, you get the idea. Then post twice a day for 7 days a week for 30 days straight. And once you do more, continue to do more, be consistent, don't give up. Listen, this is not a get rich quick business. No business is. No business is going to get you rich quick. Every business is incredibly difficult. But if you stay consistent and if you commit to a long-term goal and if you do more, you will eventually get there. This is a 6-month plan. 6 months to get your first 10 clients. You're not going to get rich quick. So you have to commit to a long-term goal. Success is not getting clients. Success is you consistently posting every day. So switch the way you think about it. Don't think about this like, I got to get a client. If I don't get a client, I fail. Don't think about it like that because that's out of your control. Focus on what you can control. You can control your discipline and your motivation and your time management. I'm going to manage my time and be disciplined every day and post every single morning. Spend 1 hour every morning, create marketing content. That is the success. That's the win. Don't give up. If you quit, you lose. If you don't get a client, you haven't lost yet. You just haven't won yet. So continue posting every day. Don't give up. Be consistent. Tessa Mitchell, do your clients use the undeposited funds for their sales receipts and invoices? Yes. So if you have an invoice and you mark it as paid, sometimes it'll get deposited into this holding account, undeposited funds. And then when the bank deposit shows up, that's when you move it out of undeposited funds into the bank deposit. So invoices are an asset. So whenever an invoice gets paid out, we credit the invoice, credit accounts receivable, debit undeposited funds. These are all asset accounts. So debit undeposited funds. And then whenever the money actually shows up in the bank, we credit undeposited funds, debit the bank account. So there is just a holding account. If you want to skip undeposited funds, you can. And then it's just a credit to accounts receivable and a debit to the bank account. You can just simply skip undeposited funds if you want to. Happy Veterans Day. Does it make your part of keeping the books easier? Tessa Mitchell, sorry, I did not see. Oh, does using undeposited funds make your part of bookkeeping easier? No, it actually makes it harder. Using undeposited funds makes it harder and more complicated, but some people like to do it. And if you're using QuickBooks as a payment processor, they will automatically do it. Tessa Mitchell, happy Veterans Day. Thank you so much. Thanks for your support. Ricky Benitez, hello, Zach. Happy Veterans Day. I would like us to talk about your course. I'm interested in doing bookkeeping. Please get in touch with me as soon as you can. Thank you. Send me an email. Send me an email and maybe we can talk about it. Happy Veterans Day, Zach. Thank you so much. Legend Pond Fish. Do you get a 1099 from all your paying clients before you moved to S Corp? No, Not everybody sends 1099s. Everybody should send you a 1099, but not everybody does. Also, if they're using a credit card or a debit card or some type of payment processor to pay you, then you're not going to get a 1099 from them. So no, not everybody sends you a 1099. Any benefit for us to start as an LLC or S corp from the jump. So there is a huge benefit to electing to be taxed as an S corp, but you only really get that benefit once your net income gets close-ish to $60,000. So what I did first year, not S corp. I think maybe the second or third year, then I changed to be an S corp. So I would just go through the first year, don't do it, and then once you get to your second or third year, then you can do it. Amanda Rose Kelly, I've been doing my personal books for a few years as well as the basic bookkeeping for one small business. I've never done anyone's AR or AP before. Should I offer AR, AP services now? That's up to you, Amanda Rose. That's up to you. If you want to, absolutely, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, then don't do it. But if you want to eventually, you're going to have to do it eventually. So you're going to have to, you have to do something for the first time always. There's no way you can learn, right? There's no way you can learn without doing something for the first time. So eventually you're going to have to do APAR for the first time. So do you want to do it now for the first time, or do you want to do it in 6 months for the first time? So if you eventually want to do accounts payable, accounts receivable, yes, absolutely offer it. It's a great way to get bigger clients. It's a great way to quickly grow your bookkeeping business. At the peak, at the height of my bookkeeping business, I was managing accounts payable, accounts receivable for 7 or 8 clients. And just from those 7 or 8 clients, I was probably making close to $15,000 or $20,000 just from those 7 or 8 clients. So it is incredibly profitable to be managing accounts payable, accounts receivable. You can easily charge somebody $2,000 or more to do their bookkeeping and manage accounts payable and accounts receivable. What has been your best strategy and platform for client acquisition? Social media marketing. Facebook. I create content on Facebook. I find prospective clients in local Facebook groups, business owners. I connect with them. I send them friend requests. I engage with their content. And then I send them all a message 30 days after they accept my friend request. Literally, that's all that I did. But with that being said, it doesn't matter what you do. I talk about social media marketing because that's what I did. That's what worked really well for me. But that's not the only way that you can grow your business. It doesn't matter what you do. It only matters that you do something every day. If networking events are your thing, you could quite literally start a bookkeeping business and grow a bookkeeping business without ever being on social media. You could send direct mail to potential clients. You could go to a networking event every single day, spend 2 hours at an in-person networking event, hand out business cards, shake hands, meet people, get a mailing list, and you can maybe send email marketing. You can optimize your website for SEO. You could get on Google My Business. There are so many options for growing your bookkeeping business. Social media is just one way that I've done it. Do you work with any law offices wondering how difficult it is to reconcile IALTA accounts? I had one law client in the very beginning, and it was a very small, they were operating for 6 months and then they closed their office. I had an IALTA account. I really don't think it's that complicated. It's just like another bank account. It's just like an escrow account. I don't think it's that complicated. I also think it could be a great niche if you get this. That's the thing. That's the thing about getting a niche. I don't recommend that you pick a niche in the beginning. So if you're going after this law office, see how it goes. If it goes really well, then maybe you could consider picking that as your niche. Get a couple law offices and you could brand yourself, you could market yourself as a law office bookkeeping expert. A lot of potential there, a lot of great clients. I don't do that, but I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It could be a really good idea, but you just never know until you try. So just give it a try, see how it see how it goes for a couple months. Ultimately, at the end of the day, every business, every industry does have their own specific needs, their own specific pain points, but also at the end of the day, bookkeeping is just bookkeeping. Debits and credits treat all business the same. So all businesses have financial reports, assets, liabilities, equity. All businesses are the same from a strictly binary debits and credits perspective. But also, every business does have their own pain points and their own special needs. Do you still have a bookkeeping course? Yeah, I still have a bookkeeping course, but I don't promote my bookkeeping course anymore. So this is actually a really good talking point on digital marketing. Digital marketing, having one clear message. So right now, my one and only, I'll just be honest with you. The one and only reason why I make these videos is because I am promoting Zip Capital. I That's it. Truthfully, this I feel like right now this is my best strategy for promoting Zip Capital. So my goal is hopefully that some people watch this video wanting to start a bookkeeping business but also have $25,000 of cash laying around and decide to invest into Zip Capital. So, let me talk about the description of my video. This is a perfect example of keeping your message clear. So, a while ago, I was an affiliate for PandaDoc, DocuClipper, and Submagic. So those are three softwares that I use. I wasn't selling those softwares to try to make money, but instead I was using those softwares. I loved those websites and I figured, well, shoot, I talk about it all the time anyway. Might as well become an affiliate, throw the link in my description and point people in that direction. But here's what I felt like. And I think this is a great analogy. Whenever I had all those links in the description of my video. But in reality, like my number one goal at that time was to sell my course. So I was like, I've got all these other links distracting people, taking up mental, physical, visual real estate in the description of my video when in reality they're just distracting people from the main offer. The main offer was my bookkeeping course. And so I actually decided to take out those affiliate links and I stopped talking about them. I stopped pointing people to those affiliate links because I was making what, 50 bucks a month, maybe 100 bucks a month if I'm lucky. But I had my course for sale and my course sells for $1,200. So if I could just sell one course, I would be much better off than trying to push all these other little things. And so I decided to stop. You can't chase every dollar because if you chase every dollar, then you distract yourself and your potential clients from the real goal, the number one goal. So at that time, I decided to get rid of all the noise, all the extra stuff, all the extra offers, all the extra talking points, all the extra links. And I was just focused on selling my course. But now I do still have the course linked down below. It's funny that I'm talking about this. I actually genuinely thought about getting rid of all the other links in the description of this video and just having Zip Capital to kind of put my money where my mouth is. Because if truthfully my number one goal is to raise capital in my investment fund, then I should get rid of everything else. Everything else is just simply a distraction. The amount of money that I could potentially make from my bookkeeping course is is insignificant compared to the amount of money that I can make in Zip Capital. So because of that, sure, I might be able to make $100,000 a year with my education business selling my course. I might be able to make $500,000 a year with my bookkeeping company. But with Zip Capital, I can make $5 million per year. And I think all three businesses could be successful. I think all three businesses by themselves could absolutely be successful. I think they could all be eight-figure businesses. But what I also believe, I cannot make all of them at the same time eight-figure businesses. And this is relatable for you because right now you have a job and you're trying to start your bookkeeping business. You can absolutely have a fantastic career if you stay in your current job. You could also have an absolutely fantastic bookkeeping company if you quit your job and go all in on your bookkeeping business. What I can't do, I can't grow Harrisburg Bookkeeping and Zip Capital to be eight-figure companies at the same time. Can't do it. Maybe Elon Musk can do it, but I'm not Elon Musk. I can't do it. You also can't climb the corporate ladder and do a great job at your W-2 job and also grow a $100,000 bookkeeping business. You just can't do it. You have to pick. You have to figure out what is your number one goal and go all in on that goal. That's what I did 5 years ago. I quit my full-time job and went all in on my bookkeeping business. With that being said, I responsibly quit my full time job. I waited 5 months, and those were the hardest 5 months of the year because you're grinding, you're sacrificing, you're not sleeping, you're waking up early, you're not hanging out with friends, you're missing things. But you got to responsibly quit your job. But you have to responsibly quit your job, but you also can't sustain this forever. You can't keep doing multiple things at one time. If you're Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, sure, you could blast rockets into space and have the number one electric vehicle car company in the entire world. Sure, if you're a super genius, yes, you can do it. But if you're a regular person like me, I got bad news for you. You're not a super genius and you can't do two things at once, at least not at 100%. You can't give 100% to two things at once. That was a tangent. Okay, let's get back to the questions. What has been, let's see. Hey, Zach, I have a background in both tech and accounting. How do you think that can be leveraged in the bookkeeping business? Can I possibly add on analytic services as an upsell? Perfect question for what I was just talking about. So also last week at my 3 p.m. weekly meeting, somebody brought up that they want to sell bookkeeping services and they also want to sell like AI chatbots as an add-on to people's websites. And I thought that's a great idea. I think you could do either one and be super successful. But I just felt like trying to offer both kind of confusing, kind of unclear. You're splitting your offer. You're trying to do too much. Can you make a little bit more money by offering a couple extra services? Yes, absolutely. Short term. Can you make more money long term by being specific and simple and having a niche? Absolutely, I believe that. That's why in my bookkeeping business, as I grew, I actually started offering less and less. I was not offering more and more. It's the opposite. As I grew my business, I was doing less. Whenever I got started, I was doing payroll, QuickBooks Desktop, in office visits, sales tax, bookkeeping. And then as I grew, I started slowly cutting out those things because it was taken away from my ability to be an expert. I became an expert in QuickBooks Online. I worked very efficiently working as a remote bookkeeper, working virtually. So I cut out in office visits. I cut out QuickBooks Desktop. I stopped doing payroll. It's very counterintuitive. As I grew, I started doing less. So as I grew, I became more specific with what I was doing. I was only doing bookkeeping. I was turning down clients who weren't a good fit. I was turning down clients who wanted me to run payroll. Sorry, don't do it. I only do bookkeeping. I only work with QuickBooks Online. No, I don't come to your office. I only work virtually, remotely. That's it for the questions today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. If you are an accredited investor and if you have $25,000 of cash laying around and you want to earn 8% up to 12% fixed returns, consider investing in Zip Capital. If you want to learn more, there's a link down below. You can register on my website. God bless you. Happy Veterans Day. I will see you all tomorrow.